The Munster Mustangs, who are 9-3, will take on the 5th-ranked DeKalb Barons, who are 10-1. Mark, Munster's coming off a very emotional double overtime victory. How prepared will they be for tonight's game?
Well, I don't think they're going to be overconfident after winning the game last week. They've heard a lot about DeKalb. DeKalb's heard a lot about them. The real intriguing thing about this game is that there's no read. Nobody knows anything about the other team. The DeKalb people don't even know where Munster is. And we found out as we drove out here tonight, a lot of the Munster people don't know where DeKalb is. Munster has definitely played the tougher competition. They've played 4 Class 5A opponents and 3 Class 4A opponents. While DeKalb has not played a 5A opponent, and 3 of the opponents they've had have been 3A and 1 has been 2A. They don't have the competition that Munster has, and that may show up tonight. It might.
I think the key is, when you look at the stats, you see the DeKalb stats, some of them are so overwhelming, but I think one of the factors maybe is they have played 3 3A teams, and they've run up the stats a lot and the score in that, so it's really hard to compare these teams. I guess we'll just have to find out when they have the opening kickoff.
Yeah, the fact that they scored 50 touchdowns and haven't even attempted a field goal is just awesome. But still, you say you have to judge the competition. You know Munster's played it. They played Valparaiso, they played Hobart. Who has DeKalb played, really?
The Munster band is playing a fight song. The bands are very similar, so are the colors. One of the keys for Munster may be their running attack. They have a good running attack. They can possibly run wide or up the middle against DeKalb. You know, they can run with Porter, Elridge, Strick, Gladish, and their versatility may be to their advantage.
Well, DeKalb only allowed 60 yards per game running. But Munster proved last week that they can run on a team that is very tough. On the infantry defense, Hobart was very tough against running on the ground. But Munster moved the ball enough on them to decide the game. Let's be honest. If Munster does not get the block kick last week, they don't win that game. I think they need a similar play tonight. Maybe a kickoff return, a punt return, or another block kick.
And let's take a look and see how these teams got here. Munster, of course, is 9-3, as we mentioned. There you see them go on the field. They lost their first game, 21-14 to Valparaiso. Then they barely got by Highland, 15-14. Beat Griffith 11-6. Crushed Lowell 39-7. Then they had their second loss of the season against Mishawaka Marion, 18-9. They beat Crown Point 27-14. Beat Calumet 24-16. Lost Lake Central 27-0. Then quickly looking at the playoffs, you see they beat Morton, Hammond, Bishop Knoll, and Hobart, and the Hammond and Hobart game were in overtimes. And we pause now for our national anthem. There's a national anthem. When we come back, we'll look at the DeKalb's record and we'll have the opening kickoff. Stay with us. Yeah. Right, yeah, when we come back over the record. Welcome back to Waterloo, Indiana. Let's take a look and see how DeKalb has gotten here. They've only had one loss. They opened up with a 34-zip win over Carroll. Then they shut out New Haven 14-0. Then they lost to East Noble 14-7. Their only loss yet. Smeared Angola, got by Yorktown, Belmont, Columbia, and then they shut out Garrett. And in the playoffs so far, they've beaten Columbia City, Goshen, Culver Military, a close one, and last week they beat Logansport 43-21.
And John, the only victory that really impresses me on there is Culver Military. I know they always have an outstanding football team, and the 14-0 score is not a dominating score. I don't mean to be putting the Barons down, the DeKalb Barons, but they have played a soft schedule. That does not mean they're necessarily a poor team. They could be a great team that just hasn't been tested yet. I think they'll be tested tonight.
Well, DeKalb won the coin flip, but decided to kick off first. They'll get the ball in the second half, but to start the game, Munster will have the ball. And I imagine they want to get off to a good start, set the tempo right away, and control DeKalb. You know they like to blitz early in the game, and especially on first down, so it should be interesting to see how it sets up.
I think it's a break for Munster, though, they're getting the ball first. If DeKalb got the opening kickoff and powered their way down the field, it could take a lot out of the Mustangs.
Here we're just about set for the opening kickoff. That's Bill Griggs kicking off for DeKalb. He gets it high. He's got a lot of booty. He gets it to the 10-yard line. Giganski brings out for Munster. He's got some blockers in front of him. Giganski's gone all the way.
He's gone.
He's got one man to outrun. Giganski all the way down to the 10. Oh, it looks like he's got knocked out of bounds. Jim Giganski all the way down to the 70-yard line of the Barons. Caught down by number 83, Denny West, who showed a lot of speed.
A great saving play by Denny West. He knocked him out of bounds at the 5. Actually, Djanski jumped into the end zone, and there was the big play. We talked about it in the pregame. They needed the big play. They got a block punt against Hope last week. Today, they run the kickoff back. Let's check it out. 83 yards on the kickoff return, and they're set up. Well, I see a flag on the field now. This play may be coming back.
Oh, if indeed it is, what a big break for the Barons. That would have been a big boost. It's going to be a clip against Munster. It will come back, and you can hear the Baron fans in the background. Let's take a look at the Munster offense and see how they line up. Looking first at the linemen, you see Randy Brzezinski, the tackle, Steve Muskowski, Bill Milby, Jim McGranis, Morgan Dahl, and the tight end Brian Novotny, who was injured last week. We'll play in the semi-state, though. And in the backfield, Porter, the quarterback, Gladys, you also see Strickland at running back, and the wide receivers are Larry Wiley and Dan Hollis. Hollis is the man they look for deep, but a lot of times they throw underneath Wiley, so they really don't key on either one.
John, the clip must have occurred at the DeKalb 34 because they marked the ball back 15 yards to the 49. Still a great start for Munster.
They have the ball first and 10 in Baron territory already at the 49. Porter pitches out to Glass, running to the right. Porter goes out to the throw, block, and the Baron defense comes up stopping him for maybe a yard gain.
He was brought down by Jimmy Wilson, the 230-pound defensive lineman, and there was Munster trying to get wide the same way they got wide on last week. DeKalb showed they had speed on the first play. The field is not in great shape. It is wet and it's soft, but with the temperature tonight about 40 degrees, that might help the footing just a little bit.
Second and 10 for the Mustangs. Porter brings them out. Hollis comes deep to the left side. Split backfield. Early underway in the semi-state final. They're going to run it up the middle this time. Gladys again, he gets maybe 3 yards on the play. I'd like to remind you that the first quarter is brought to you in part by Don Powers Insurance Agency at 911 Ridge Road in Munster. For all your insurance needs, call Don Powers at 836-8900. And by Alberto Furriers at 227 Ridge Road in Munster. Remember, the lady in your life with the perfect Christmas gift from Alberto Furriers.
DeKalb just took out one of their linemen and inserted Rick Ensley. He's their great running back. He's in there as an outside linebacker now. So really, DeKalb has a three-man line with the effective 5 linebackers in the field.
A lot of people in the backfield. Porter keeps it on a fake. He's going deep for Hollis right away and overthrown by about a yard or two. And this DeKalb fans, they're really into this game. You can hear them screaming and yelling. 4th and 7. Looks like Munster will have to punt it. Very little wind tonight. That could be a factor. Marsh mentioned earlier in the week that he wanted to pass more against Hope, but with such a strong wind that he can only pass during 2 quarters of the game. Tonight, probably about a 5-mile wind out west.
You know, Hollis had the safety Todd Cool, number 44. He had it beat. Porter just overthrew the ball and some great ball handling.
Denny West is the receiver for the Barons. Porter to kick it. Line drive kick, it's going to bounce. Takes a Munster bounce. West picks it up about his 18 and gets to about the 21-yard line before he's gang tackled by the Munster Mustangs. So the Barons take over. They have the ball first and 10 about their own 20. We'll be back after this. West showed a lot of speed coming down that sideline. He was 10 yards behind Jajanski.
That's why, I think I said twice he was gone.
Huh?
I think I said twice he was gone.
Yeah, I thought he was too. Welcome back. The Bears have the ball for their first possession. Aaron Kramer, the quarterback, brings him out. The Bears mainly like to keep the ball on the ground, and there is powerful running. That's number 32, Mike Cochran. He actually is not their number one runner. He picks up some yards there. Gets the 30-yard line. It's about a 9-yard gain.
Well, they faked it to their main man, Inslee, and they gave it to Cochran, both of them 200-pound backs. And actually, you saw how Munster overcommitted on that play to Inslee, and Cochran was out there, and there were only 2 men to beat. He couldn't beat either one, but he did pick up 9 yards.
We have an injury for the Bears. It looks like it's tackle Mike Schmidt. Looking at some of the stats for this DeKalb team, Inslee is a big man. He averages 6.6 yards a carry. He has 1,785 yards, 25 touchdowns. Cochran, who had the ball there, 163 carries for 834 yards, 5.1 yards a carry. So they have a lot of high averages on the carry, per carry.
And as a team, 42 touchdowns on the ground. They scored 50 touchdowns, 42 on the ground. If Munster could get a lead of more than 8 points, I think DeKalb would be in trouble because I'm not sure they have a passing attack. But if they don't, and if DeKalb gets the lead, it could be all over. You know they can grind it out. You know they can.
So while the trainers take a look at Schmidt, we'll take a break. We'll be back after this. Hey, Griffin. Is it? It was only for a game. Yeah. He was messed up because he was... Schmidt now being on the bench. Looks like they're on with the lower back. You want to have their own 30 and 1. This time, Kramer's fake. He's a little bit throws them. Things are keen on the That's what the Bears do. Barely do they pass, but there, Kramer was looking for that good surprise.
And Jan shows you a lot of speed. He's the fellow who saved on the kickoff by Jan. In actuality, saved the touchdown.
Denny was a 6'1" senior, 170 pounds.
Hard to believe they call him tight end with that speed.
Yeah. He's the man they look for. On the year, 33 catches for 500.
And look at how wide receiver is that Stewardson.
He puts him for TT on his feet, gets all the way down to 42 yards before being brought down by the Mustangs.
So there you saw Inslee, 17 yards, he scored downs, and across the sidelines, maybe a time, 227 offensive line.
Pounds. Both big runners. Welcome to high school. 28. Time out by Marsh trying to group his defense. However, boy, what a powerful one. Inslee, very tight stop.
Already Inslee, 2 carries, 34 yards. They're down at the 20 line of Munster. Boy, the Barons look powerful on the ground. And you can kind of pick it up. When they split the wide receivers unusually wide, all the way to the sidelines, I would guess it means they're coming right up the middle. Of course, they don't do a whole lot else. They have not thrown the ball that much. I think 104 passes all season long.
Well, generally, the Bears like to run it to the right side. Have Brian Robb. Since 2:30 to the right side. This side. Go with it. This time, defense brings it out. Takes up maybe 3-4 yards. Maybe close down yards. They're going to measure it.
I don't think they quite have it just. And John, that's a play they probably are not going to be able to run against Munster wide. Not to feel bad, but Munster they have some speed of line. When you get Ensley going wide, obviously he's not as tough as he is when he's head or off tackle.
I'd like to remind you once again that the first quarter is brought to you by Downtown Insurance Agency at 911 Ridge Road in Munster. For your insurance needs, call Don Powers at 836-8900. And also by Alberto Furriers at 227 Ridge Road in Munster. Remember the lady in your life with the perfect Christmas gift from Alberto Furriers.
Well, they did pick up first down. The measurement was good. They're about at the 17.5-yard line. An interesting stat on DeKalb, as we mentioned in the pregame. They have not even attempted a field goal all season long. So you know they're going for the goal line. And they're probably in 4-down territory right now.
Running it up middle. And they get about 4 or 5 yards.
Not difficult to figure out what their basic play is. The quarterback does kind of a reverse pivot and hands off to a back going in the opposite direction. They do that a lot. And with two big backs, half the defense has to pay attention to the back who's remaining in the backfield, and half the defense has to pay attention to the back who's going on the pitch. Probably sets up some awful nice play-action situations for passing.
However, they do not like to pass it off. They usually stick it with the running game with the powerful running of Ensley and Cochran.
Full house backfield now.
Second and 6, they go to the right side. Ensley. And he gets you about 2 or 3 yards on that play. One of the main differences between these two teams, Mark, you pointed it out earlier tonight, is that very rarely will you see Kramer run for the Barons. However, Porter runs a lot for Munster, uses versatility. But I guess DeKalb they don't have to do that with the running of Ensley and Cochran.
I would think Munster could use that to their benefit. DeKalb not going wide that much. Stack the middle of the line. Maybe commit an extra safety linebacker. Munster really plays with a monster back. But close in the middle of the line. Make DeKalb go laterally. I'm not sure they have the speed to do it.
3rd and 2. Trying to pick up the first down. Good defense by Munster, however. Great second effort by Ensley. He may have got the first down. Boy, one of the coaches made a comment earlier in the week. I can't remember who the coach was, but he said that Ensley, whenever he gets hit, he has never yet seen him fall backwards. He's always gone forward after he's been hit. He's seen a good demonstration of that there.
Yeah, he's run 5 times for 37 yards. We definitely haven't seen him fall back as of yet. But again, you saw some good gang tackling by Munster. It's so tough to go right to stop them going right behind Jimmy Wilson, 230 pounds, number 74, and Brian Robb, 275 pounds. They do not have the first down yet, so this will be a 4th down. But again, you know where they go for it.
That's right. It's sort of ironic. Their extra point kicker, Bill Griggs, 47 of 50. So it would seem like you would have the foot to put it in here, but they have just so much confidence in their running game and their offensive line that they feel they can pick up a yard or two when they need it.
There you see Aaron Kramer coming out of the huddle. This is a big play. 5:50 to go in the first period. 4th and 1 from the Munster 8-yard line.
And they're going to run it up the middle. Cochran bursts off a couple of tackles, and he gets inside the 5-yard line. Picks up the first down. It'll be first and goal for the Barons.
The misdirection fooled Munster on that play. Ensley took a step to his left. So did the other back in the backfield, I believe was Todd Poole, the junior, number 44. And they sent Cochran right in the middle, and there was nobody home for Munster.
So it's first and goal from the Barons. They're 4 yards out. Gaining all the yards on the ground. They passed it once. It was incomplete. Other than that incompletion, the yards come all on the ground. Fumble. It's close. I'm not sure if Munster's come up with it. It looked like he may have recovered his own fumble.
Barons have it back. I think Ensley on it himself.
It looked like he never really had that one on a handoff from Kramer. Just a bad exchange. He just bobbled right off the bat.
Number 22, Billy Griggs coming off the field, his left arm kind of hanging. They're going to have to check him out, see if he's okay on the DeKalb sidelines.
They gained a yard on the fumble. Second and goal from the 3. So three people in the backfield. This is the same set that you'll see the Pirates run. Inslee going to the right side. The Munster defense stacking up on that side.
I think Inslee switched over his own man Cochran that time as he was going off right tackle. I didn't see the big right tackle Brian Robb in there on that play. Number 73, there he is out there. He may have been on the other side of the line that time. I thought 663 was the right tackle. Scott Sproul, 215. Wouldn't be unusual for them to flip-flop the big right tackle depending on which direction they wanted to go, or which direction they wanted Munster to think they were going.
I think that's one of the reasons why that misdirection play was so successful earlier when they went for the first down. Just 4 minutes left now in the first quarter. Third and goal from the 2-yard line. Big play for the Barons. They go misdirection again, and it works. Cochran bounces off one tackle, and he's in there. And the Barons have first in the semi-final contest.
No trouble there for Cochran. He broke the tackle. It looked like a Ramos number 50 at the 2, and he went on in. You can't meet those big backs, Cochran and Inslee, shoulder to shoulder. They'll just brush you off.
They showed that tonight. So Mel Brooks will come out for the extra point. I mentioned earlier, he's hit 47 out of 50. That's the Barons' 51st touchdown this year. There's the snap, the boot, and it's good. So the Barons lead it 7-0. 3 minutes and 53 seconds left in the first quarter. We'll be back. Powerful.
Yeah. They got plenty.
I don't know, after those 2 big runs, it seems like Munster, stacked them up and played decent. Yeah. They need to kill some time on offense. The ball control game. Yeah. Cochran scores from 2 yards out, but the Barons lead it 7-0 here early in the game. 3:53 left in this first quarter.
It was a great power drive by DeKalb. They went 79 yards, and as I'm checking it out, 7, 10, 13 plays. They threw 1 pass, and it was incomplete. So you know what they're going to do. There's no secret. Munster knew it coming in. First drive, they didn't stop it, but that doesn't mean that this is going to go on all game.
If he wants to do another good return. This time Greg gets a line drive kick, backing up Gladish all the way to his 3-yard line, running it straight up the middle of the field. And Gladish gets stopped at the 25. Again, Denny West was on the tackle, as was number 31, Todd Bourne.
That was not a bad return. Actually, Gladish had to back up. Had he playing a little deeper, he'd been able to catch the ball on the run. He might have been able to build up a little more head of steam, got a few more yards before they made contact.
So the Mustangs trying to come back. This is their second possession of the game. They trail by 7. First and 10 at their own 25-yard line. There you see 86. Brian Novotny coming in motion. Switch from the right side to the left. Porter got it up right away. And incomplete pass. It was going for Dan Hollis on the right side. I was really surprised Munster ran that play. I thought they'd try and establish their run a little bit more.
Yeah. And that's a play you may have to set up with a few short passes. But that is there. DeKalb's in a 5-man line with 3 linebackers, and they're single covering both of the outside receivers, almost daring the Mustangs to throw the ball.
Munster went deep once earlier on a 3rd down play. They had Hollis open, but just overthrew him.
There comes Rob out of the game. He's out of the defensive line. And Inslee goes in as another linebacker. That really gives them, I said a 3-5 set before. It's really a 4-4 set. Now they have only one down lineman in front of the Munster offensive line. That's got to confuse the Mustangs somewhat.
Porter's going to roll right up. He's got Wiley open, and Wiley just can't hang on to it. Would have had first down yardage more. And there you see what we mentioned earlier. Hollis freaked out the field, and Wiley will cut underneath.
Yeah, Hollis cleared out that spot. That's the ball that Wiley's got to catch. Munster's going to do anything tonight. DeKalb blitzed the play. I thought they had most of their 8-man front coming. That play was wide open. Could have gone for had he broken a tackle, could have gone all the way.
It was a very unique set. They only had one down lineman, and everyone else, they just rushed him.
And they're doing it again.
Same type defense for the Barons.
Dan McManus, the only down lineman for DeKalb.
3rd and 10 for Munster. They're going to run it on 3rd and 10. But the Bears defense is roaring. Munster's going to have to punt it away again.
Steve Strick, he got absolutely nothing. Tackle made by Scott Sproat, the 215-pound defensive end. And so far, DeKalb has shut down Munster. No first downs. But in all honesty, Munster's had 2 or 3 passes that should have been caught.
DeKalb ended up with good field position here. West backs up to his 39-yard line. Porter standing at his own 11. There's a snap. Low, a bad kick, line drive. Gets a little extra roll. He shakes that one. So we come back. The Bears will take over. They'll have the ball first and 10 at Munster's 41-yard line. Shake that one.
Whoa.
Almost the
can't have that.
Sean Lindetta. 2 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The Barons lead it 7-0, and they have the ball first and 10 at Munster's 41-yard line.
And DeKalb has 2 wide receivers split so far out, you know they're going to run.
They run it up the middle, but Munster defense was ready for it. Maybe got a yard on the play.
And you saw Dan Porter up there on the tackle, meaning that the safety is coming up. DeKalb wanted to pull the Munster safety up with a little play-action fake. They have succeeded. The question still is whether DeKalb can throw the ball. Munster's got to make DeKalb throw the ball to the wide receivers. Not only does it give the Mustangs a chance for a turnover, DeKalb really hasn't proven they can do it all that well.
Officials are going to take time. I think that's a good point with Porter playing quarterback on safety as well. Both teams have a lot of players going both ways. 6 on each team play both ways. And see how that works into the game. If it wears anyone out. Looks like the officials are working on one of the Munster's Mustang helmet. They get everything squared away. And the Bears will have it 2nd and 9, under 2 minutes left in the first quarter. They're going to put it up in the air. Kramer, he's got his man wide open. That's Denny West. He's brought down by Porter but not before he gets first down as he got to the 25-yard line. However, there's a penalty.
And we have a
first down. 4 yards.
Well, the play-action fake. Perhaps they were watching what we watched, the little fake threw the safety up. Although that time, Denny West definitely not the safety's responsibility. He sneaked out of there all alone. An offensive mistake for the Mustangs. And DeKalb didn't going for that second touchdown.
West was wide open. There was no one within 5 yards of him.
The play gained 13 yards, and the penalty takes it down to 12 of the Mustangs.
So the first and 10 from the 12-yard line. A minute and a half left in the first quarter. The Barons, 5th-ranked Barons, already lead it 7-0. Kramer looks over the defense. 3 men in the backfield for the Barons. They run it up the middle. Not much going there. Good defense by the Mustangs.
Munster starting to stay at home defensively. They're going to make DeKalb go wide. I don't know if they can stop DeKalb once they do go wide, but they are starting to slow up the play up the middle, which is you have to take away the first option. If this were a triple option, that would be the first option, and you've got to take that away.
So it's 2nd and 8 for the Barons. Still 3 men in the backfield. And they're going to give it to Ensley running to the powerful right side. He gets down to about the 5 or 6 yard line. That could end the first quarter. 25 seconds left. See if the Barons can get off another play or not. Well, the Barons aren't fancy, York. They just run it right at you and say, here we are. See if you can stop us.
Especially when they can go behind Rob, that 275-pound right tackle. Munster's got an awful lot to handle there.
And then when you have Jim Wilson, who's 230 pounds, and then you put two running backs in front of Hensley running to that side. That's a lot of weight and power to stop. That ends the first quarter. The Barons lead it 7-0, but they're driving for what could be a second score. We'll be back. Second quarter action after this. Welcome back. Second quarter just about to start. The Barons have it 3rd and 4. They're at the 6-yard line of the Mustangs. They're going to run a counter play again to Cochran, but the Mustangs come a big should be interesting to see what DeKalb does here. It's about 4th and 4 yards. They haven't had a field goal yet this year. They already lead it 7-0. And they're going to call a timeout and think about it. You know, I think they wanted to pick up a couple of yards on that play. And 4th and 2, I think there would be no question they'd go for it. But 4th and 4.
John, again, the middle of the Munster line. We're talking about Chris Dewan, the 27 junior, stayed at home on that play. Just didn't go for the pitch wide. If they pitch it wide, that's what you want them to do anyway. They came back up the middle with Cochran, and the tackle really wasn't made as much as the play was just stopped up. There was just no room to run.
I'd like to remind you that the second quarter is brought to you in part by Overwise Securities, a full-service investment firm with lower commissions. Visit Overwise at 8317 Pivot in Munster or call 836-2950. And also by Munster Reynolds at 5 Ridge Road in Munster. Munster Reynolds, a supporter of Northwest Indiana High School sports.
We've got some first quarter stats. I've got DeKalb for 101 yards and 5 first downs. And of course Munster, 3 yards rushing, no yards passing, no first downs. You got to say DeKalb dominated the first quarter, but you know, that just doesn't side the game. Munster's such a great comeback team. They've come back so many times, and they've got a chance to turn the game around here. 4th down and 3. It's not 4th and goal, 4th and 3. And I don't think they're going to be able to run Ensley and get it. Of course, they may make me eat my words in a second, but I think they're going to have to do something a little different, and it gives Munster the opportunity to stop them.
Of course, all the Barons yards so far have come on the grounds outside the one pass they had to Denny West. Came out of the backfield. He picked up about 15 yards on that play.
And we'll have to watch where Denny West lines up here. He's number 83. He's made the great majority of their touchdown catches this year. I think they have thrown for something like, I think they're throwing for something like 12 touchdowns. Denny West has caught 9 of them.
So they are going to go for it. It's 4th and 3. Munster can stop him here. That would pick up momentum. Kramer dropping back. He's going to put it up in the air. He's got his man wide open. Underthrew him, though. And it's incomplete. And Munster will take over. He was looking for Stuart Ellison, number 84. Had him open. Wanted it up high. The ball just couldn't get there. And David Glass was trying to catch up to Ellison. However, the ball never got there.
That's a big turn for Munster, and it shows you something there that the quarterback Kramer, not that adept at passing. He had Allison open by at least 10 yards. No contest, just rolled the ball there. He lobbed it up and it was short, and even Allison with plenty of time couldn't make the comeback catch.
You can see him bobbing his head up and down on the sideline. He's very frustrated with himself. He knows that he had that one. That was an easy 6 points if he gets the ball there. However, Munster has the ball now. Maybe they can capitalize on it. They have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 6. And keep it on the ground, gaining maybe a yard. That was Gary Eldridge. Eldridge, 6 foot, 194 pounds. He's only a junior. This Mustang team very young. A lot of juniors in the lineup.
That was the first time that Munster had gotten the ball to their main man, who is Eldridge. He's got 789 yards on 170 carries, 13 rushing touchdowns, and he scored 2 last week, and the upset went over the Holbrook Rookies.
Porter has rushed for 379 yards himself as a quarterback, so you may see him keep it a couple of times. 2nd and 9. He's going to pass it, and this time Wiley hangs on, and he just looks like first down yardage right around the 20-yard line.
That was an excellent play-action fake, and the pop to Wiley for the first down for Munster. They pick up 11 yards, and that play that will keep some of the DeKalb linebackers from jamming up all the running plays. They get a few of those, it'll open up the quick pops for Eldridge off guard and tackle.
Marking at the 17-yard line, the Mustangs have it, 1st and 10. It's a big first down. If they don't get first down there, they have to punt the ball away. DeKalb ends up with great field position. Outwards goes in motion to the left side. Porter drops back for a short pass to Hollis. Hollis has it, and he gets out of bounds. Close to first down yards, and he's decked into the Barron bench. That was a smart play. You see, Hollis mainly when he went out for a pass this game, he was streaking down the field. This time his defender was playing about 6-7 yards off of him, took a couple of steps like he was going deep, pulled up short.
That's almost a wide receiver screen. You just throw the ball out there. The DeKalb defensive backs cannot play close on the Munster receivers because they're all single covering. They cannot afford to get behind, and since they don't know Munster that well, they don't know how well Porter can throw deep. And obviously, Leroy Marsh, the coach, has put it into the DeKalb players' minds by throwing 2 deep passes that he can throw the long ball.
Guinea was going for Hollis, and he just incomplete pass. You can see the defender, number 22 of the Barons, that's Bill Griggs, is guarding Hollis, and that time he was 10 yards off of him. So if they're going to give him the short, Munster will basically take what they can get. If they're going to play 10 yards off him on Hollis, who has good moves and can run with it after he catches it.
I think you're going to see Porter throw the ball something like 25, 30 times tonight against the big DeKalb offensive line. Dan Porter, 71 of 50, 71 of 150 on the year, just 46%, 940 yards, 17 interceptions, 6 touchdowns. But I think he can hit some passes against this DeKalb secondary tonight.
Devontae goes in motion. The DeKalb defense comes up with a big play there.
That was Jimmy Stahl, the 195-pound defensive lineman, the roll left by Porter. But he was in the high trees. I don't think he could see downfield too well, so he decided just to eat the ball rather than throw it up. They lose 4 yards on the play.
Time is ticked down, under 10 minutes left in the first half. 3rd and 14 for the Mustangs. This is a big play for them.
The winner of this game goes on to Indianapolis next Saturday afternoon to play 8th-rated Franklin Central. Franklin Central was a big winner last night. They beat Indianapolis Chitar 28-6.
Porter sets up, rolls to the right side. He's going to keep it. Strung out well by the Barron defense. Porter gets to maybe the 37-yard line. Well short of the first down. About 4th and 7. So Munster again will have to kick the ball away.
It's a bit of a second guess, but I think that Porter there should have stayed behind the line of scrimmage and looked for the pass. He needed so much. He needed 3rd and 14. Very little chance of getting 14 yards on the scramble.
It almost looks like it was a design run because as soon as he got the ball, he tucked it away and took off running. There's a snap. Porter this time a high kick. West again is going to let it roll. It takes a Munster bounce. And it goes down to about the 25-yard line. So when we come back, the Barons will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 25. They lead it 7-0. And we're back. The Barons have the ball 1st and 10. Under 8.5 minutes left in the first half. Howard and Cochran in the backfield. And Kramer gets it to Cochran. He's running to the right side. Bursts through the line for about 5-6 yards.
Well, that's the play Munster's just got to stop. They've got to move a few more people right on the line to force DeKalb to move laterally. And here we've got a timeout. I think it's an equipment timeout for Dan McAnish, who's number 50. He's the offensive center. They've got to do a little work on his helmet. You see the referee getting to the job right there. He's going to have to come out of the game for a play, it looks like.
Looks like something wrong with the mask. It may be broken. They're going to bring out another helmet, keep him in the game. Guess they'd rather replace the helmet than the player in that case.
You know, we are in DeKalb County, in effect. This is DeKalb High School, a consolidation of three schools, a 20-year-old school. Very beautiful plant here. They just put in this track around the field. I think they just put it in this year, the AE was telling me. The field here seats 2,500. And it's a very beautiful place for football. I can see how on nice warm summer nights this would be a great place to be. It is a little chilly out here, about 40 degrees this evening.
Not bad for a football game, however. 2nd and 4 for the Barons. They're at their own 30-yard line. Kramer play action fake. And it's intercepted by Munster. Bad pass by Kramer. Wounded duck.
That's the junior Adam Tavitas, the senior, excuse me. It looked like Kramer's arm was hitting through. And Tavitas makes the pickup, and there's the big turnover they need. They're at the DeKalb 38. They need to tie it up right here before halftime. 7.5 minutes to play.
And when we come back, we'll see if they can do that or not. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Mustangs have the ball 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. Let's see if they can take advantage of this interception.
John, you want to hit him hard right on the first play. You don't want to run into the line and let him stop it. Hollis is split wide. He's got single coverage. Let's see if Porter goes to him right now.
Porter looks like he may have been off the wing. And a big rush by the DeKalb Barons. That was number 70 coming through. Jim Stahl, the senior, 195 pounds, and he just blew right through the Munster offensive line to sack Porter.
Well, they were thinking right along the same lines with Munster. Stahl came on what looked like a blitz, although he is a defensive lineman. Somebody missed the blocking assignment there for the Mustangs. And they were going to Hollis, who had single coverage on the wide side of the field. Might have worked real well. So DeKalb shuts down a chance for a Mustang big play right there.
Loss of yards. Be 2nd and 14 for the Mustangs. 6.5 minutes left in the first half. Gladys comes in motion to the right. Porter, quick pop pass to Tavitas. Tavitas finally comes down with it. Then he gets drilled by West. Good hands to hang on to that one.
Tavitas bobbled the ball. Actually, Porter bobbled. He took a snap. He popped it to Tavitas, and with the blitzing defense of the Barons, that play is wide open, and they move to the 33-yard line, a pickup of 9, and it looks like they're in a 3rd down situation where they need, I would guess, about 5 yards. They've got to go pretty much to the 28 of DeKalb for a 1st down.
Danny West made it. He was 2nd in tackles on the defense for the Barons. 65 solo tackles coming into tonight. 3rd and 5. Big play for the Mustangs. Porter drops back, going to put it in here. He's got his man open. Close to 1st down yard. It's like going to be about a half a yard short.
Well, let's see where they mark it. I thought he had it when he caught the ball, but he was dragged back. And they gave him a good spot.
It's close. It looks like they're going to call it the official timeout to measure it and see just how close they are. And once again, you've seen Hollis, the defender, number 22, Bill Briggs, playing about 10 yards off of him. They hit that short pass.
I'll tell you, Porter threw 3 passes in the first period. He's 4 of 5 here in the second period for 42 yards. He's thrown 8 times already, and I promise you, he's going to throw 30 times tonight unless the cornerbacks come up on the receivers, especially on Hollis, number 12, because he can just catch passes all night long if they don't cover him any better than that.
The 4th and 1 for the Mustangs. Big play here. I'm going to go for it. If they were to kick a field goal from here, it looks like it would be about a 44-yard field goal. They do have their regular kicker back, Brian Novotny.
I think you might see a quarterback keeper here. DeKalb has a 275-pound boy on the nose. That's Ryan Robb. You're not going that direction.
We're backing up the middle, yeah. You may see an option here with Porter running to the right side. He's going to hand it to Elridge, and Elridge gets it. Elridge, a big back, 6 foot, 194 pounds. He's a senior. Check that, he's a junior. And they give him a 1st down. Big 1st down for the Mustangs. 5:06 left in the first half. They trail by 7. And that was a big stop going back earlier when they stopped DeKalb on 4th and 3. So the Barons call a timeout. They're going to try and regroup on defense, try and stop the Mustangs. We'll come back after this. Okay. Why don't we just come back now, and I'll go that second quarter plug. Welcome back. I'd like to remind you that the second quarter is brought to you in part by Overweight Securities, a full-service investment firm with lower commissions. Visit Overweight at 8317 Calumet in Munster or call 836-2590. And also by Munster Rentals at 5 Ridge Road in Munster. Munster Rentals is a supporter of Northwest Indiana High School sports.
John on that key fourth down play. Munster had to get some good blocking on the right side of the line. McGramus and Randy Grudzinski. And McGramus especially had to seal off Rob, who was standing right over the nose. And
that's no easy task.
No question. And he was not in on the play. Rob was not in on the play there. Eldridge dived forward and got the yard he needed. Now Munster definitely 4-down territory. They can open up the arsenal a little bit. You know, we haven't seen the fake pitch wide and the quick hitter up the middle the way we did last week on Howard.
They had the one pop pass to Vitas, but other than that, they're really switching the offense up a little bit different.
Yeah, to fit the opponent.
First and 10. Hollis lined up wide to left. They're going to pitch it to Glass. Looks like he's looking to pass. He's going for Wiley. And Wiley almost had it. He cut in front of West at the last second. Down at about the 9-yard line. Just couldn't come up with the grab. Of course, West was right on Wiley. That would have been a tough catch to come up with.
Good idea. In fact, when the ball was thrown, I thought that West was in front of Wiley. Wiley cut in front to make the play, and West countered by pinning his arms back and forcing him to drop the ball. Good play on both sides there.
And the innovation of Marks, using the Barry timeouts to set up a trick play. Nearly working.
I'll tell you, I can see how Munster wins without really spectacular, without any really great players on offense. They really do run a diversified offense. You have to watch them to know how good they are.
Second and 10, Porter, play action, down for House. That's how that'd be a penalty. Oh my God.
I'll tell you, play by Griggs, number 22, that's going to be absolutely.
Broke long.
Let's suck off. You can't differentiate between subtle and ignorant interference penalties. If you could, that's a 30-yard walk-off. But instead, they're going to step the ball from the 27, step down to the 13-yard line.
The Munster yard line, but the Mustangs been a lot, but they don't always break.
The pass that Kramer missed in the end zone on fourth down may come back to DeKalb.
And it's Gladys up the middle.
Good thing. He picked up it.
Big play. They really haven't run the option that often with Porter tonight. Hollis again to the left, Wiley to the right side. Gladish and Elridge in the backfield.
Look at all the standing linemen for DeKalb. No three-point stances except for the nose guard.
Porter going for Hollis in the end zone. And it's incomplete, out of bounds.
Hollis got a face full of snow over there in the corner. Pass was overthrown. That's a tough pass to make on the short side of the field. The throw has to be absolutely perfect. Better play to run on the wide side.
Yeah, you do see that snow there, and the field is soft, as you mentioned to me earlier, Mark, and they scraped the snow off the other day.
Well, we should mention where DeKalb is. We're 15 miles east of the Ohio, 50 miles west of the Ohio border, and it snowed here last Tuesday night, just like it snowed in northwest Indiana, but it stayed a little colder here, and the snow did not melt. They had to shovel this field last night. That's why you see the piles of snow around the sidelines.
Third and 10, big play for the Mustangs. Porter rolling to his right, heavy pressure, gets off a pass. He had Hollis open, but he just overthrew him. Had Tavitas down there as well. A lot of pressure.
Second guess, John. Of course, we're watching it from a beautiful vantage point, but Larry Wiley was open on the short side of the field in the end zone. Porter rolling right under heavy pressure. Didn't have much time to check around to see where his tight end was, but Wiley was open.
But it's like they're going to kick a field goal. Mark it about the 20-yard line. This will be about a 30-yard field goal attempt.
I believe we are going to see Mike Ulinski.
Novotny isn't playing tonight, but however, they're going to use Ulinski. I guess Novotny's foot is still sore. Line drive kick. He doesn't get this one. He hit big field goals earlier, but he misses this one. So the Mustangs cannot capitalize. 4:01 left in the first half. The Barons still lead it 7-0. We'll be back. Tough break for the freshman.
Yeah, he didn't hit that ball well at all, but that's just the fact that they used up, 5-6 minutes for them.
Yeah. Oh, it could be 14-0 too.
Easily.
So the Bears will take over after the freshman Mike Linsky missed the field goal. I don't know if there was a bad snap or bad hold or whatever. He just didn't get that one. A low line drive.
May have slipped as he was swinging his leg. It didn't hit the ball well. Never got the ball 10 feet off the ground.
It's a good possibility as well, especially with the soft, wet field. That looks like Inslee carrying the ball there. It's about 4 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Barons. Under 4 minutes left in the first half.
Rick Inslee, 11 carries for 56 yards so far. Keep in mind, this is the man who on the season averages 6 yards a carry, 272 carries, 785 yards. Second only to Vaughn Dunbar, Fort Wayne Snyder in the entire state of Indiana. And Munster is starting to slow him down. Here's a play coming in from the sidelines here. This is going to take a little while. They're going to have to hurry. They're going to get a delay of game here.
Despite that missed field goal, that was a good drive by Munster. They really needed it at that point.
The Barons will take over after the freshman Mike Ulinski missed the field goal. I don't know if there was a bad snap or a bad hold or whatever. He just didn't get that one. A low line drive.
May have slipped as he was swinging his leg. It didn't hit the ball well at all. Never got it above 10 feet off the ground.
It's a good possibility as well, especially with the soft and wet field. That looks like an Inslee carrying the ball there. Gets about 4 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Barons. Under 4 minutes left in the first half.
Rick Inslee, 11 carries for 56 yards so far. Keep in mind, this is the man who on the season averages 6 yards a carry, 272 carries, 1,785 yards. Second only to Vaughn Dunbar, Fort Wayne Snyder in the entire state of Indiana. And Munster is starting to slow him down. Here's a play coming in from the sidelines here. This is going to take a little while. They're going to have to hurry or they're going to get a delay of game call here.
Despite that missed field goal, that was a good drive by Munster. They really needed it at that point. They were backed up all the way to their 6-yard line. They needed to come up with some yards, and they got them.
Too much time.
And they didn't get the play off. You called it, Mark. So that'll back them up 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 12.
The play was coming in from the sidelines there with number 86, Mark Vorel, who's the 6'7" wide receiver, number 86. I think the pass was intended for him, but it took too long to get in there. And by the time they called the play, time had run out. And now they're having the same problem again. Royale went out, and we're waiting for number 84 of the Barons, who's Stuart Allison.
Right. He was the one that,
in now, and they make it another delay call.
He was the one that was opening the end zone earlier. See if they'll have to go on a quick count here.
Very quick count. DeKalb a little confused.
Allison split wide to the right side. 3 men in the backfield. They do get this one off. Pitch out. Inslee to the right side. And he picks it up close to the first down. Looks like he stopped short by about a yard or two.
Well, what a power runner. Looked like he carried Bill Melby, number 52 of Munster, for 3 or 4 extra yards. Get out there
Randy
to the 28.
Grodzinski in there on a tackle as well for Munster.
But he is short of a first down, 3rd down 2.
It's a big 3rd down play here.
Munster really hasn't turned to 4 plays and a punt, and there you see the play going in. DeKalb taking an awfully long time to get their plays into the huddle.
Third and 2, 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Munster wants to stop him here so they can get the ball back. Inslee to the right side, and it looks like they stopped him short by about a yard.
He didn't get it. And Melby got revenge, number 52. He stopped Inslee, and he stopped him short. They did not get to the 30-yard line, and I believe they needed to get there to get the first down. I would doubt if they would go for it right here.
They're going to measure and see. Oh, they get a good marking, a very good marking indeed, and they give him the first down.
Well, wait a minute. How can that be? When the missed field goal, you start from the 20. He's not at the 30. As you can see the ball sitting on the field there, it's not at the 30. I don't know how that's the first down. Without even measuring it, I don't know how it's a first down.
Well, the Barons get the benefit of the doubt on that one. Time ticking down, under 2 minutes left in the first half. They lead it 7-0. Bears have 2 timeouts remaining and 1 minute and 43 seconds to work with. 70 yards away from a touchdown. They're going to keep the ball on the ground. Inslee running to the left side this time. And he's brought down after about a 7-yard gain. Paul Harding in there on the tackle for Munster.
Gain of 7 there to the 37 for Inslee, the big 205-pound senior. Munster started stopping the first option. The handoff up the middle, the quick trap. Now DeKalb going wide. I think that's what the Mustangs want them to do. I think they can stop those plays, although they didn't right there.
2nd and 2. It looks like DeKalb's really going to be content and let time run out. Not using their timeouts. Time is ticked down. Under a minute left in the first half. They're keeping the ball on the ground. Just as I say that, Cochran play action fake going deep for West. He's got him open. Oh, and he nearly comes up with a spectacular over-the-shoulder diving grab, but it goes off his fingertips.
The single coverage play, Drzansky got caught on the play action, and West had him beat, but he was overthrown. The pass was overthrown by Kramer.
That's the 2nd time tonight that West has been behind the Munster secondary, but Kramer unable to get him the ball.
And I think the more times they do that, the more juice it's got to give Munster. It's got to get their adrenaline going because they get them to go for the big play and miss it. And it's got to make Munster feel like they're in the game, which they are, 7-0. Just 50 seconds left in the half.
3rd and 2, Inslee running it. And he gets a big yard. Inslee goes all the way down to Munster's 37-yard line before he's finally brought down by Porter and Harding.
I'll tell you, Rick Inslee really showed quick feet there.
Looks like they may have had the chance to get him in the backfield even.
Absolutely. And once he got down here near the 45 of Munster, he did a little toe dance right around David Gladish, one of the secondary men, and he left him with both hands on the dirt, and Inslee kept going. Good gain there, 25 yards.
So it's 1st and 10. Time winding down in the first half. 35 seconds left. Kramer rolling to his right. And he completes it to number 86. That's Mark Boreal. 6'7", 175-pound senior wide receiver.
Nice throw there. He looped it over the head of a defender.
They give him the first down. 29 seconds remain in the half. They stop the clock so they can move the change.
Surprised DeKalb didn't call timeout there.
Yeah, I believe they have 2 left. They used the one earlier on defense when Munster was driving. Kramer going downfield. He's going for a touchdown to West. Triple covered by 3 Munster Mustangs back there. They were ready for that play, to say the least.
Poor decision by the quarterback, Kramer. He had all day to throw. There was absolutely no rush by the Mustangs, and he threw into triple coverage. Had he run to the far side of the field, which is the side toward us, as you're looking at it on your TV screen, he had nothing but green grass. He could have got 10, 15 yards, might even have scored, made it to the flag.
However, Kramer's not that experienced of a runner. We mentioned that earlier tonight. On the year, Kramer has only carried it 26 times for just 55 yards. That's the average of 2.1 yards a carry.
John, here comes the big 6'7" wide receiver, Mark Boreal, V-O-I-R-O-L. He's in there on the near side of the field in the slot.
With Todd Cole as well. He throws it for Inslee. Incomplete pass. Now the clock, only 11 seconds remain.
I think we've got a holding call on DeKalb. A holder, an illegal block. And Munster is getting what they want. Slowly but surely, they're getting Kramer of the Barons to throw the ball, and he's not that good a passer. DeKalb, a great running team, but only a fair passing team. And when you pass, the old joke is when you pass, 3 things happen, and only one of them is good. It can be incomplete, it can be intercepted. Munster wants DeKalb to throw 15, 20 passes in this game, and already they put up, they put up 7. And that's, I tend to believe that that's more than they do in a normal game. They've only thrown 103 times in 12 games all year.
The hole backs them all the way up to their own 48-yard line. Clock is ticking. I don't know if they'll get one more playoff or not. 3, 2, 1. They do get this last playoff. Handoff to Inslee. He breaks the tackle, and now he's finally brought down at the Munster 40-yard line. So that will end the first half. The Barons lead it 7-0. We'll be back with a short halftime wrap-up after this. Talk like you normally would. Just talk to the...
Okay, we've got overconfident after winning the game last week. They've heard a lot about DeKalb. DeKalb's heard a lot about them. The real intriguing thing about this game is that there's no reads. Nobody knows anything about the other team. The DeKalb people don't even know where Munster is. And as we found out, so we drove out here tonight, a lot of the Munster people don't know where DeKalb is. Munster has definitely played the tougher competition. They've played 4 Class 5A opponents and 3 Class 4A opponents, while DeKalb has not played a 5A opponent, and 3 of the opponents they've had have been 3A and 1 has been 2A. They don't have the competition that Munster has, and that may show up tonight. It might.
I think a key is, when you look at the stats, you see that DeKalb's stats, some of them are so overwhelming, but I think one of the factors may be is they have played 3 3A teams, and they've run up the stats a lot and the score in that, so it's really hard to compare these teams. I guess we'll just have to find out when we have the opening kickoff.
Yeah, the fact that they've scored 50 touchdowns and haven't even attempted a field goal is just awesome. But still, you say you have to judge the competition. You know Munster's played it. They've played Valparaiso. They've played Hobart. Who has DeKalb played, really? This week that they can run on a team that is very tough. On the infantry defense, Hobart was very tough against running on the ground, but Munster moved the ball enough on them to decide the game. Let's be honest. If Munster does not get the block kick last week, they don't win that game. I think they need a similar play tonight. Maybe a kickoff return, a punt return, or another block kick.
And let's take a look and see how these teams got here. Munster, of course, is 9-3, as we mentioned. There you see them go on the field. They lost their first game, 21-14 to Valparaiso. Then they barely got by Highland, 15-14. Beat Griffith, 11-6. Crushed Lowell, 39-7. Then they had their second loss of the season against Mishawaka Marion, 18-9. They beat Crown Point, 27-14. Beat Calumet, 24-16. Lost Lake Central, 27-0. And then quickly looking at the playoffs, you see they beat Morton, Hammond, Bishop Knoll, and Hobart, and the Hammond and Hobart game were in overtimes. And we pause now for our national anthem. Gola got by Yorktown, Belmont, Columbia, and they shut out Garrett. And in the playoffs so far, they've beaten Columbia City, Goshen, Culver Military, a close one, and last week they beat Logansport 43-21.
And John, the only victory that really impresses me on there is Culver Military. I know they always have an outstanding football team, and the 14-0 score is not a dominating score. I don't mean to be putting the Barons down, the DeKalb Barons, but they have played a soft schedule. That does not mean they're necessarily a poor team. They could be a great team that just hasn't been tested yet. I think they'll be tested tonight.
Well, DeKalb won the coin flip, but decided to kick off first. They'll get the ball in the second half, but to start the game, Munster will have the ball. And I imagine they want to get off to a good start, set the tempo right away, and control DeKalb. You know they like to blitz early in the game, and especially on first down, so it should be interesting to see how it sets up.
I think it's a break for Munster, though, that they're getting the ball first. If DeKalb got the opening kickoff and powered their way down the field, they could take a lot out of the Mustangs.
Yeah, we're just about set for the opening kickoff. That's Bill Griggs kicking off for DeKalb. He gets it high. He's got a lot of boot. He gets it to the 10-yard line. Dryjansky brings it out for Munster. He's got some blockers in front of him. Dryjansky's got to go all the way.
He's gone.
He's got one man to outrun. Dryjansky all the way down to the 10. Oh, and it looks like he's got knocked out of bounds. Jim Dryjansky all the way down to the 7-yard line of the Barons. Caught down by number 83, Denny West, who showed a lot of speed.
A great saving play by Denny West. He knocked him out of bounds at the 5. Actually, Dryjansky jumped into the end zone. And there was the big play. We talked about it in the pregame. They needed the big play. They got a block punt against Hobart last week. Today, they run the kickoff back. Let's check it out. 83 yards on the kickoff return. And they're set up. Well, I see a flag on the field now. This play may be coming back.
Oh, if indeed it is, what a big break for the Barons. That would have been a big boost. It's going to be a clip against Munster. It will come back, and you can hear the Baron fans in the background. Let's take a look at the Munster offense and see how they line up. Looking first at the linemen, you see Randy Grodzinski, the tackle, Steve Muskowski, Bill Melby, Jim McGramis, Morgan Noel, and the tight end, Brian Novotny, who was injured last week. He will play in the semi-state, though. And in the backfield, Porter, the quarterback, Gladish and Elridge. You also see Strick play at running back. And the wide receivers are Larry Wiley and Dan Hollis. And Hollis is the man they look for deep, but a lot of times they'll throw underneath to Wiley, so they really don't key on either one.
John, the clip must have occurred at the DeKalb 34 because they marked the ball back 15 yards to the 49. Still a great start from Munster.
They have the ball 1st and 10 in Barron's territory already at the 49. Porter pitches it out to Gladys, running to the right. Porter goes out there to throw a block, and the Barron defense comes up big, stopping him for maybe a yard gain.
He was brought down by Jimmy Wilson, the 230-pound defensive lineman, and there was Munster trying to get wide the same way they got wide on Hobart last week. DeKalb showed they had some speed on the first play. The field is not in great shape. It is wet and it's soft, but with the temperature tonight about 40 degrees, that might help the footing just a little bit.
2nd and 10 for the Mustangs. Porter brings them out. Hollis comes deep to the left side. Split backfield. Early underway in this semi-state final. They're going to run it up the middle this time. Gladish again, he gets maybe 3 yards on the play. I'd like to remind you that the first quarter is brought to you in part by Don Powers Insurance Agency at 911 Ridge Road in Munster. For all your insurance needs, call Don Powers at 836-8900 and by Alberto Furrier.
You see Aaron Kramer coming out of the huddle. This is a big play. 5:50 to go in the first period. 4th and 1 from the Munster 8-yard line.
And they're going to run it up the middle. Cochran bursts off the couple of tackles, and he gets inside the 5-yard line. He picks up the first down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Barons.
The misdirection fooled Munster on that play. Inslee took a step to his left. So did the other back in the backfield, I believe was Todd Kuhl, the junior, number 44. And they sent Cochran right up the middle, and there was nobody home for Munster.
So it's 1st and goal from the Barons. They're 4 yards out. Gaining all the yards on the ground. They passed it once. It was incomplete. Other than that incompletion, the yards have come all on the ground. Fumble. It's loose. I'm not sure if Munster's come up with it. It looked like he may have recovered his own fumble.
Barons have it back. I think Inslee fell on it himself.
It looked like he never really had that one on a handoff from Kramer. Just a bad exchange, and he just bobbled it right off the bat.
Number 22, Billy Griggs, coming off the field, his left arm kind of hanging. They're going to have to check him out, see if he's okay on the DeKalb sidelines.
They gained a yard on a fumble. 2nd and goal from the 3. Still 3 people in the backfield. This is the same set that you'll see the Pirates run. Inslee going to the right side. The Munster defense stacking up on that side.
I think Inslee tripped over his own man, Cochran, that time as he was going off right tackle. I didn't see the big right tackle Brian Robb in there on that play. Number 73, there he is. He is out there. He may have been on the other side of the line that time. I thought 63 was the right tackle. Scott Sproat, 215. Wouldn't be unusual for them to flip-flop the big right tackle depending on which direction they wanted to go, or which direction they wanted Munster to think they were going.
I think that's one of the reasons why that misdirection play was so successful earlier when they went for the first down. Just 4 minutes left now in the first quarter. 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. Big play for the Barons. They go to misdirection again, and it works. Cochran bounces off one tackle, and he's in there. And the Barons have struck first in the semifinal contest.
No trouble there for Cochran. He broke the tackle. It looked like a McGramus, number 50 at the 2, and he went on in. You can't meet those big backs, Cochran and Inslee, shoulder to shoulder. They'll just brush you off.
They show that tonight. So now Bill Griggs will come on for the extra point attempt. Like I mentioned earlier, he's hit 47 out of 50. That's the Barons' 51st touchdown this year. There's the snap, the boot, and it's good. So the Barons lead it 7-0. 3 minutes and 53 seconds left in the supermarket.